Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the most scandalous, heartbreaking, and explosive updates from the glamorous world of daytime television. Today brings a monumental shift that will forever alter the legacy of the most famous family in Los Angeles, so let us get right into the drama. Brooke Logan Forrester has found herself plunging into an abyss of profound, inescapable depression, her spirit completely shattered by the relentless wave of corporate and personal betrayals that have systematically dismantled her world. For weeks, viewers have watched Brooke struggle to maintain her composure as her daughter, Hope Logan Spencer, defected to the newly formed Logan Creations. However, the emotional toll of this family division has finally reached a breaking point, pushing Brooke into a dark psychological space where her usual optimism has been entirely extinguished. The glamorous matriarch is currently experiencing a devastating identity crisis, feeling entirely isolated and abandoned by the very people she dedicated her life to protecting and nurturing. The ultimate catalyst for Brooke's devastating emotional collapse arrived in the form of a shocking revelation from international sensation Fanny Grayson. Fanny, who had previously been rejected by Steffy Forrester Finnegan when pitching her signature perfume line to Forrester Creations, made a calculated business pivot. Recognizing the meteoric rise of Katie Logan Spencer's new fashion house, Fanny decided to take her lucrative business ventures and align herself exclusively with Logan Creations. When Fanny personally delivered this crushing news to Brooke, detailing her absolute support for Katie's vision, it served as the final, fatal blow to Brooke's fragile mental state. Hearing that yet another powerful ally had been seduced by Katie's corporate maneuvering left Brooke feeling as though she had been violently stabbed in the back by her own flesh and blood. To Brooke, this was no longer just about business competition or market share. This was a targeted, malicious campaign orchestrated by her younger sister to strip her of everything she held dear. Brooke realized in that agonizing moment that Katie was intentionally robbing her of her closest allies, her family members, and her industry influence, effectively leaving Brooke isolated on an island of despair. The realization that her own sister was the architect of her downfall triggered a seismic shift in Brooke's psychological landscape. The history between the Logan sisters is fraught with decades of emotional warfare, romantic triangles, and bitter resentments, most notably their explosive battles over the affections of Bill Spencer. However, this current betrayal transcends any romantic dispute they have ever weathered in the past. Brooke firmly believes that Katie is weaponizing the Logan family name, a legacy that Brooke feels she built and elevated over the decades to destroy her. As the tears of depression finally began to dry, they were rapidly replaced by a cold, blinding, and terrifying fury. Brooke Logan Forrester has officially declared that she will never, under any circumstances, forgive Katie for this ultimate betrayal. The bridge between the two sisters has not just been burned. It has been incinerated into ashes, leaving no room for future reconciliations, apologies, or family dinners. Brooke has drawn a permanent line in the sand, deciding that the only way to heal her shattered pride is to completely annihilate the entity that caused her pain. In a move that is destined to send apocalyptic shock waves through the entire Los Angeles fashion industry, Brooke has made a massive, game-changing decision regarding her own future. Realizing that she cannot effectively wage a personal war against Katie while tethered to the corporate bureaucracy of Forrester Creations, Brooke has made the shocking choice to officially resign and leave the Forrester empire behind. For decades, Brooke has been a foundational pillar of Forrester Creations, serving as a model, a chemist, a CEO, and the ultimate muse. Her identity has been inextricably linked to the Forrester brand and her tumultuous romance with Ridge Forrester. However, Brooke now recognizes that Forrester Creations belongs to Ridge, Steffy, and Eric. She cannot dictate a scorched earth policy against her sister while Steffy and Ridge attempt to manage their own public relations nightmares. To achieve the absolute destruction of Logan Creations, Brooke requires total, unadulterated autonomy. Therefore, Brooke is establishing her very own, independent fashion empire. This monumental business venture is designed with one singular, ruthless objective: to directly compete with and ultimately crush Katie's company. Brooke is pooling her vast resources, her decades of unparalleled industry connections, and her legendary status as a fashion icon to build a war machine capable of dominating the global market. The Los Angeles fashion scene is no longer a two-way battle between Forrester and Logan. It has now fractured into a vicious three-way war, with Brooke's new empire operating as a rogue, aggressive entity. This new corporate war is entirely fueled by bitter, toxic personal revenge. Brooke does not care about profit margins, quarterly earnings, or shareholder satisfaction. Every design, every marketing campaign, and every runway show her new empire produces will be meticulously crafted to overshadow, humiliate, and bankrupt Katie Logan Spencer. The stakes have been elevated from local Los Angeles boutique rivalries to a fierce, cutthroat competition on the international runway. Brooke intends to take this battle to the fashion capitals of the world: Paris, Milan, London, and Monaco, ensuring that wherever Katie attempts to establish a foothold, Brooke will be there to salt the earth. The most critical and devastating battleground in this new Logan versus Logan war is the fight for the ultimate prize, Hope Logan Spencer. Hope is currently the crown jewel of Katie's company, having just experienced a massive, career-defining triumph with the launch of the Hope by Logan brand alongside designer Deke Sharp. Katie has invested heavily in Hope, positioning her as the future of the fashion industry and the face of Logan Creations. However, Brooke views Hope's presence at Katie's company as a hostage situation, believing that Katie manipulated a vulnerable Hope into defecting from Forrester Creations. With her new fashion empire officially launching, Brooke has initiated a relentless, psychological campaign to pull Hope away from Katie. Brooke is aggressively recruiting her daughter, using every ounce of maternal influence, emotional manipulation, and historical guilt she possesses to convince Hope to abandon Logan Creations. Brooke is framing her new company as the true, untainted Logan family legacy, arguing that a mother and daughter building an empire together is the only righteous path forward. She is demanding absolute loyalty from Hope, forcing her daughter into an agonizing, impossible dilemma that threatens to tear her soul apart. Hope is now trapped in a vicious tug-of-war between the two women who raised her. On one side, Katie offered Hope total creative control, respect, and the platform to achieve her greatest professional success, completely free from the shadows of Steffy Forrester's judgment. On the other side, Brooke is weaponizing their profound mother-daughter bond, making it abundantly clear that if Hope remains at Logan Creations, she is actively choosing the enemy and contributing to her mother's heartbreak. The psychological pressure on Hope is reaching a terrifying boiling point, as she realizes that any choice she makes will result in the total devastation of a woman she loves. This aggressive recruitment strategy is causing a catastrophic and deep divide within the extended Logan family. Liam Spencer is forced to watch his wife endure this agonizing emotional torture, growing increasingly resentful of both Brooke and Katie for prioritizing their bitter vendetta over Hope's mental health and well-being. Donna Logan Forrester, who has already suffered immense personal loss and marital strife with Eric Forrester due to keeping Katie's secrets, is now helplessly watching her two sisters try to destroy each other on a global stage. The family dynamic has become incredibly toxic, with everyone being forced to choose sides in a war that promises to leave no survivors. Katie Logan Spencer is fiercely protective of her new company and is absolutely refusing to back down from Brooke's hostile advances. Katie is acutely aware that Brooke is coming for her throat and is preparing to defend Logan Creations with ruthless efficiency. Bill Spencer, who thrives in environments of corporate warfare, is fully supporting Katie's defensive maneuvers, advising her to strike back at Brooke's new empire without mercy or hesitation. Bill sees Brooke's emotional instability as a weakness to be exploited, setting the stage for a brutal clash of titans where family loyalty is completely discarded in favor of absolute corporate supremacy. The long-standing, iconic sisterhood of the Logan women is now officially shattered, leaving behind deep, unhealable wounds that will forever scar the characters. The days of Brooke, Katie, and Donna uniting to overcome the obstacles thrown at them by the Forrester family are permanently over. The narrative has dramatically shifted from a united front against external enemies to a tragic, internal civil war driven by jealousy, betrayal, and an insatiable thirst for vengeance. The emotional devastation of this storyline cannot be overstated, as viewers are witnessing the complete character assassination of the familial bonds that have defined this drama for decades. As Brooke's new fashion empire prepares to debut its inaugural collection, the anticipation within the fashion press is reaching a fever pitch. The upcoming international runway shows will serve as the ultimate battleground, where the designs, the models, and the sheer spectacle will be weaponized in the fight for industry dominance. Brooke is calling in every favor, utilizing every contact, and pouring her entire soul into ensuring that her debut completely eclipses whatever Katie and Hope are preparing to showcase. The runway will become a stage for their personal grievances, with the flashing cameras capturing every glare, every slight, and every moment of triumph or humiliation. Forrester Creations, meanwhile, is forced to watch from the sidelines as their former matriarch and their former lead designer wage war against each other. Ridge Forrester is undoubtedly heartbroken by Brooke's departure from his family's company, realizing that his wife's obsession with destroying Katie has entirely consumed her. Steffy Forrester Finnegan may initially feel a sense of relief that the Logan drama has exited her building, but she must also recognize the massive threat that two competing Logan powerhouses pose to Forrester's market share. The entire industry is holding its breath, waiting to see which Logan woman will emerge victorious from the ashes of their shattered family. Ultimately, Brooke's descent into depression and her subsequent resurrection as a ruthless, independent fashion mogul marks one of the most compelling character evolutions in recent memory. She has transformed her profound grief into a weapon of mass destruction, proving that a wounded Brooke Logan is the most dangerous force in Los Angeles. The tragedy of this storyline lies in the undeniable fact that even if Brooke successfully destroys Logan Creations and reclaims Hope, she will have sacrificed her sister, her family's unity, and her own peace of mind in the process. The scars of this bitter personal revenge will linger long after the runway lights have dimmed, promising months of explosive, unmissable television for fans around the world.